Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Jumping Bean Magic Collective podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Heather Manwaring. And we are going to do a very short podcast tonight because we have some announcements and some information that we want to bring to the audience. And we're really excited about these changes. So this is actually the last episode under this name. This is not the last episode of this podcast. But the name is starting to not feel true anymore. And we have some other things we want to explore and some other audiences that we want to serve. So we're shifting into a different form. And it's going to be called Creative Energy.
Whoop, whoop.
I feel like we need like a little applause.
Yes. Yay!
I really feel like this name just better represents us and it better represents the company that I'm working to build. Jumping Bean was really a fun start to this company. And I know it confused a lot of people. And it was a good exercise for me in having to get clear and having to really communicate my vision in a way that people could understand with a silly name. But over time, the silly name became more of a barrier than a fun thing for me. And even though it was inspired, and I don't have any regrets about running with it because it's just something that I usually would over workshop and overthink. And this time I didn't. And it felt good to do that differently. And it felt good to just throw a lot of colors at a wall and make something.
Just vomit glitter.
Yeah, vomit glitter and like really have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not my home channel. And I've talked about this before. Like fun is just, it's not my home channel. It's not how I'm built. I have a lot of fun. I have a fun life, but
yeah, like I laugh a lot, but it's still not my like home channel.
yeah, exactly. And so I'm really very excited about being able to drop into a more serious place with the branding and with the name. I would say that our podcasts are rather serious. We have fun with them as well, but we go really deep in these topics and with our guests. And so I want to honor that better with the name and with the energy behind Creative Energy. So yeah, we're just getting more focused and more clear on who and what we want to serve with Creative Energy.
Mm-hmm.
We have some really exciting ideas about where we're going to go. We're going to have a little bit more plotted out episodes and really focused themes. The social media will change names. The podcast obviously will change names. You'll see new branding coming up in the next couple of weeks. And if you've already followed us on social or on the podcast, you won't have to do anything differently. It'll still come up in your feed. But if you haven't followed us, please be sure to hit follow on all of the platforms. I'll be most active on Instagram and Threads. And obviously, Apple and Spotify are the big two, but we're on all the podcast platforms. And please leave some reviews there for us too. It gets us seen by a lot more people. Anything else you want to add, Heather?
Just that I am really excited to see how this new iteration of this unfolds, because it does just feel so much more true and aligned with who you and I are and what we serve anyway. So I'm just excited to see what happens when we really trust that and follow that. So
yeah, and I just want to say too that we have been really supported and really excited by the number of people that have listened to the podcast so far. This has definitely been a pilot season of podcasts. You know, we had the pilot episode, but yeah, it has to be, right? To kind of start feeling out the medium and feeling what is our style. And now I think we can get a lot more focused and a lot more pointed in how we want to present information and how we want to work with people. So there's a lot coming, and I hope that people will follow along and share and engage with us too.
Yeah. I think the other thing I want to share is just how much I have appreciated being a part of this since the inception of Jumping Bean, and like what a journey it's been. like we really have done so much together. And so I just wanted to honor that a little bit more because, this all started with that kickoff party where I came up and took photos of everybody and we had the presentations, and like just so many life changes have happened since that moment. So I think it's been a really beautiful way to stretch and grow and cringily stumble our way through certain things, and just being willing to follow this crazy thing. So yeah, I just really want to thank you for starting it and following that thing and inviting me into it and allowing it to kind of change and mold both of us.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for bringing that in, because I get busy thinking about the next thing, but it is really important to honor what's been. And it's been almost exactly 18 months since we did that kickoff party. And since then, we had 10 members that I hope will come along with us to Creative Energy.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had some really interesting calls and discussions and
learnings,
changes,
yeah,
and ideas. And while it hasn't reached its full potential for a number of reasons, I still have big dreams and goals for this brand and the new brand, and for this concept of really connecting creatives with meaningful work and supporting creatives that often feel isolated on their path, because the creative journey is a lonely one a lot of the time.
And it's wild. It's just flat out wild.
Very unpredictable.
Yes.
And I think it's very easy to feel alone as a creative, especially when you have lots of ideas.
Yeah. And just like stuck and confused and frustrated, like there's so many aspects of the creative journey that are so insane to some degree, and I spent a lot of my time as a creative isolated and alone. And so I do believe in the mission that you started, and I trust this new form. I've also really gotten to see and know a lot more of your heart through this process too. And I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for supporting this entire journey. I don't know. I probably would have given up a long time ago if you hadn't come along with me. So I appreciate you.
Well, I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. And we will continue co-hosting. Heather has also started her own solo podcast.
Yes, I have.
So do you want to put that in here real quick and people can go follow?
Yes. So I received an inspired idea from another close friend of mine after she witnessed me kind of give my medicine to somebody, where after 10 years of knowing me, she finally kind of got what I do. And she really suggested that the podcast format would be the best way for me to work with people in that format, so people can get that direct experience of me and my work and my particular style of holding. And it definitely rattled some things around inside, but now that I'm here, it feels really good to put a little bit more time and focus on my own work, because speaking of the creative journey, like it's just been very elusive and kind of hard to articulate, and especially working with energy and getting really clear on the type of energy I work with and why I do it and what the core thing is. So now that all of those things have converged, it feels really good to have a succinct title and a way to deliver my work. So that podcast is called The Eyes of Love, and it's in service to bringing love to all of the dark places within us that are a result of hiding, of suppressing, of locking parts of us away, of not feeling what we need to feel, and bringing that into the light of day where we can understand it, see it, get to know it, and integrate it in a way that doesn't rupture relationship and instead creates healthy connections like the one you and I have, and relationships that I've been able to build from this new place. So yes, so the Eyes of Love, and I will be mostly working with people like coaching one-on-one style. So I have an application if you are interested, and I'll see you there.
Great. Thank you. To recap, this is the last episode of the Jumping Bee Magic Collective podcast. However, we are continuing as Creative Energy. Yes. So we will see you there. There will be a little bit of a lag between as I get all the branding updated. So you'll probably see a skipped bi-weekly, but who knows? I might actually get it together fast enough, and we'll definitely have an episode in May. So we'll see you in May.
Cool. All righty, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.